Alright. Good evening, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ayan, sa mga katulad kong kabataan na nandito sa ating room today. Ayan, parang, if I'm not mistaken, we are 22 inside the room. Okay, so, just a short welcoming remarks. So, sabi nga ng ating excuse me, sabi nga ng ating pambansang bayani, no, kabataan ang pag-asa ng ating bayan. So kaya naman, ang Angat Cadet PH ay talagang nag-concentrate dahil alam po natin na naniniwala tayo sa powers ng kabataan. Ayan, so 20 years ago o decades ago, galing din kami dyan. Kami mga co-founding members. So parang marami na bang co-founding members inside the room? Ayan, so galing din tayo dyan. But we believe na iba yung powers ng kabataan sa ngayon. So sila yung magsisimula ngayon para sa next generations. So I would like to acknowledge yung presence ng ating co-founding members, of course, and sa ating mga pilot students na nag-initiate nitong adventure call. Thank you sa mga masisipag na kabataan natin. Ayan, so I think nandito na sa loob si Archel, ayan, si Roy, si Eliza, at sa lahat ng mga kabataan nandito na makikinig sa ating adventure call for today. So, i-reiterate ko lang yung ating house rules. Siyempre, we encourage yung punta tayo sa isang lugar na with walang masyadong distractions. And we encourage active participation and sharing during our discussions or after the discussions of our speaker. And of course, listening and showing respect to each one of us, most especially dun sa mga nagsasalita. And of course, we encourage being open towards dun sa learning na ma-receive natin for tonight. And of course, I believe marami tayong matututunan. Okay, so before anything else, I would like to introduce myself muna. So sa mga hindi pa ako nakikita and nakikilala, ayan. So marami tayo. As of now, we are already 23 inside the room. Okay, welcome. Again, welcome. And again, I am Leila D. Fernandez Pañoso. You can call me... Ayan. Okay, so you can call me Ate Lee. Dahil 1-year-old lang naman ang tanda ko, usually. Okay, so just a brief background, no? I'm one of the co-founding members din nitong Angat Cadet PH, and I can say na talagang sa dami na experiences na nangyari sa labas, be it personal or business, talagang marami akong napulot personally that we would also want to share with you. Talagang marami kayong matututunan dito. And I'm also a business woman, and naging empleyado din ako for, I think, less than 20 years before I officially quit my job. So I am an accountant by profession. And ayan, meron din tayong segue na kanta from time to time, but now hosting naman ang naatasan naman tayo mag-host ngayon. So all right. So I think without further ado, siguro start na tayo ng ating adventure call. So before anything else, I would like to introduce, of course, our speaker for tonight. He's one of my mentors, personal mentors. So marami akong natutunan sa kanya, and I'm sure mas marami kayong mapupulot at maibabahagi din sa iba through him. So he is the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of our Angat Cadet PH. He's the founder of this platform. And he has written two books, ayan. And I am proud and very honored to introduce, of course, our speaker for tonight, Mr. Oliver Valdieja.
Thank you so much, Leila. Let's give Leila po a round of applause, everyone. Thank you for joining. Salamat po ng marami. And of course, ayusin ko lang po ang ating slide saglit. Okay. I would like to welcome lahat po ng ating mga guests sa Palaya Corporation. And to those who are our participants, invited guests po kayo, we would like to welcome you here. Salamat ng marami, Coach Leila, for doing that introduction. And so this evening po, no, I have a show of hands. Gusto ko lang po makita ilan po dito ang mga taga. Can you give me a thumbs up po kung kayo po ay from Palaya or invited po from Palaya, so that we can have an idea. Thumbs up lang po, no? Yung para makita natin kung gaano kadami ang ating mga guests. Okay. From Palaya. Can you give me a thumbs up po? Okay, thank you. The Arcilla family. Ano to sila po ay early bird. Kanina pa. Okay. Who else po are from Palaya? Ma'am Marian. Okay, si Ma'am Lubel there. Okay. So, if you are within Metro Manila po, can you give me a heart, a reaction, so that I would like to know? Okay, or wag na lang po heart. Can you type 1 na lang po if you are from Manila? If you are outside Manila, can you type 2? So that makita lang po natin kung gaano kadami ang from Manila or outside Metro Manila, so that we can see ang ating pong mga participants. Okay. Benz is 2. Okay, mga outside Metro Manila. Okay. All right. So kailangan namin lumabas ng Manila. Welcome po, no? Welcome. Almost everyone. Of course, sila RJ is also from outside Metro Manila. So mukhang ako lang taga Manila. Anyway, it's good to know that you guys have invited. Thank you so much for joining. So now I'm also a friend po of Sir Iggy, no? Iggy and I, we used to do, back in the early days, no, kami yung mga bata. Before we had our own businesses, we used to be in the street together of direct selling, so we know each other for so long. Mahigit dekada na po na magkakilala kami ni Iggy, and we were able to discuss about this, and so we would like to share with you ano ba itong platform po natin sa Angat Ka. Okay, Angat Ka came from two words, no, tapang at karunungan. We are a platform po for entrepreneurial education na may capital build up program para sa mga kabataan. Now, ang definition po natin ng kabataan by law ay 15 years old hanggang 30 years old. Okay? Now, if you belong to that category, can you type 3? Para pa makita ko, no? Kung kayo ay nasa 15 to 30 years old. Now, if you are 31, i-type niyo po ang 4. No? Don't worry, if you are outside that category, magkakasama po tayo. You still have a purpose to play here. Okay? You are going to play a very vital role. At yan po ay ang pagiging mentor sa mga kabataan. Okay? So, thank you so much. Okay, thank you, Sir Joseph. Okay, may kaliga. Okay, sino pa po ang mga, marami tayong 3. Okay, so thank you so much for joining. Now, okay, so thank you po, no? Before we start, let's warm up a little bit, no? So meron lang po akong konting gagawin so I want to hear from each and every one of you. No need to open your camera po if hindi kinakailangan, no? So I just want for everyone to introduce yourself very, very quickly, 30 seconds or less, it's better, no? Just say to yourself, sabihin niyo lang po, my name is Oliver, I am from Taguig. Okay, tulad po niyan, ano? And who is your most inspiring entrepreneur? Okay, that's the second sasabihin po niyo. And pangatlo, what is the single, one lang po, hindi dalawa, hindi tatlo, no? Single character trait that you admire the most from him or from her. Pwede pong local ito, pwede pong international, okay? Ang importante po is you share sino yung nasa isipan ninyo. So, to begin with po, unahin ko rin sarili ko. Okay? Unahin ko na, no? So again, my name is Oliver. I am from Taguig. Oliver Valvieja po. I am coming from Taguig. And who is my most inspiring entrepreneur at the moment po? I admire Jack Ma. No? Si Jack Ma is a Chinese entrepreneur. Okay, and single character trait that I really admire the most from her is yung kanyang pagiging persistent. Okay, yung kanyang determination. All right, so that's it. So, yun pong mga nag-type ng 3. Okay. Unahin natin. Can I call? Unahin ko na si Benz, no? Benz Charles, can you unmute and then just share a little bit about, warm up lang tayo, Benz. Hello. Hi, Benz. Ayan. Can you okay, are you guys okay to participate? Okay. So, kung hindi po pwede si Benz, can someone next? Let's hear some other muna, no? Baka may busy. How about si Sir Joseph Abanyo? Good evening, Sir Joseph.
Yun yun.
Yes. Taga saan po kayo, sir?
Bulacan, yes, Melo, Bulacan.
Bulacan po, Bulacan?
Bulacan.
Hello, Sir Joseph. Yes.
Yes, Bulacan.
Okay. Sa sino po ang pinaka-inspiring entrepreneur para sa inyo? At ano yung kanyang karakter na gustong-gusto ninyo?
Actually, wala supposedly. I mean, apparently wala. Pero sa ilang mga entrepreneur na nakilala ko, na kilala sa buong mundo, si tawag dito. Ako yung parang nasa isip ko siya eh. Pilipinas si ano.
No right and wrong tayo dito, sir. No right and wrong. Kahit po kapitbahay ninyo, sa palagay niyo, pwede yun.
Si Chinkitan.
Chinkitan. Okay. All right. Okay. Ano po ang nagustuhan niyo kay Chinkitan bilang isang entrepreneur?
Yung knowledge and perspective niya sa pag-iipon. Yung tamang way, tsaka yung tamang way, tsaka yung how parang may babalance yung gastos sa parang discipline. Then siguro hindi lang sa pera, din sa siguro yung mindset, yung sa character din.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, salamat Brother Joseph, no, for that. Okay, si Chinkitan, ayan ay kaibigan po ni Iggy din si Chinky. Magkakilala din po naman kami nila Chinky, no. So that's good. Okay, next po. Anyone who wants to share? Yes, Jeremy from Palaya.
Good evening po.
Good
Ako
evening.
po Lawrence Jeremy Benasa po from Palaya po. Tapos
Okay.
yung pinaka-inspiring na entrepreneur po sa akin yung mag-asawang De Leon, yung Rodolfo and Rosie, di ko po Rosiel po ba?
Rosel.
Rosel. Yung kasi ang gusto ko pong po nila, characteristic po, yung ginawa nilang 20. Ay, yung ginawa nilang 20. Ginawa nilang milyon yung 20 pesos. So magaling po sila sa pagmamanage ng pera. Ang wise po nila.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, Jeremy. Si Jeremy po ay part ng pilot batch natin at actually siya po ay malalaman niyo po yun about the story that she mentioned po, no? Pag tinake niyo na yung ating next course, no? Anyway, thank you so much, Jeremy. Okay, Benz, Charles. Yes, go ahead, Benz.
Ayun, magandang gabi po.
Good evening.
Okay po. My name is Ben Charles P. Ilani po and I am from Laguna. And one of the most inspiring entrepreneur for me po is si Elon Musk. I really admire him po sobra. Especially yung mga quotes niya sa buhay in terms of businesses. And one of the famous line po talaga na pinakagusto ko sa kanya is sinabi niya, I don't ever give up. when an interviewer asked him kung hindi ba talaga siya susuko, sinabi niya po yun. And one of the single trait from a lot na pinopossess niya po is yung resilience. Sobrang resilient niya po bilang isang entrepreneur, and I think that kind of trait is really important in terms of, doing entrepreneurship po. Ayun po.
Yes, thank you so much, Benz, no? Si parang Elon Musk, totoo naman, napaka-inspiring talaga na entrepreneur ni Elon Musk. So thank you so much for that. Okay, so next po, who wants to share? You can raise your hands or I will call your name. Pwede rin po naman. Okay. How about si Krisha? Okay, I'll call Krisha. After ni Krisha, pwede si Kim. Okay, just unmute and share a little bit about your question dito sa atin. Feel free to raise your hands po, if you want to participate. And just sharing lang naman po ito. Again, no right and wrong. Ang goal lang natin is to get to know where you are. Okay. So also, we would like to welcome po yung iba nating mga participants pa. Okay, from different places. So anyways, hindi naman po lahat tatawagin natin right now, no? Just so to give everyone just a warm up about dito sa ginagawa natin. And actually, dahil marami-rami po tayo ngayon, okay? So maybe you have some people in mind. Kung hindi niyo po masasabi right now, you can also type, no? I-type niyo na lang po sa atin kung sometimes challenge ang connection. So don't worry, you can type your answer po dito. Okay, but usually ang adventure call natin po ay between 12 to 15 lamang talaga yan. But we have also some invited guests natin so that they can also share yung kanilang mga experiences also, no? So, moving forward po, no, let's move on to our main topic. Okay, I hope that at least that has given you some warm up. Please feel free to type po yung sagot niyo, no? So today's adventure call ay isa pong journey that we would like you to join us. Okay, ano bang mangyayari sa ating journey na to? Okay. Ang gagawin po natin ay basically we will start with the past, no? Lilingon tayo pabalik and we will look back and titingnan po natin how our education created yung ating economic realities of today. Tayo po bilang mga citizens, bilang mga Pilipino, marami sa atin, maybe naiisip ng marami bakit mahirap ang buhay natin, bakit ganito ang Pilipinas. So we will do that po by reviewing the difference between Philippines and Singapore. Okay? Para makita natin ang kaibahan. Okay? Next po, we will then look into the future. So tingnan natin ano ba ang possibility for us in the coming years, no? So we will look forward and see the future's relevance of today's education at the speed of technologies. Ibig sabihin po niyan, ano ba yung importansya ng education natin ngayon? Will it still matter in the future? Ano ba yung future ng employment? Ano ba yung future ng jobs? Okay? So by looking at that po, malalaman natin whether we are heading into a disaster or not. Okay? Hopefully nga sana not. No? But we will see. No? We will see. We will let the information present itself. And after looking at the past and looking into the future, we will come back to the present moment po at titingnan natin ano yung critical need natin. Bakit po namin tinatawagan ang mga kabataan para maging entrepreneurs? Okay? At the present moment, we have to make the call for youth to become entrepreneurs. And paano po itong angat ka? Of course, no, in collaboration with Palaya, can be a platform of transformation po and collaborations for the youth. All right? And finally, we will look at also ano yung ating mga enablers kung tawagin. Enablers means ito po yung nakakatulong sa atin. We will look at the opportunities that enables the youth to journey successfully bilang mga entrepreneurs. Meron po tayong batas. Okay? RA 10769 that supports youth entrepreneurs. Meron din po tayong kailangan po nating maintindihan ang connected economy, yung power ng micro-influencers, and even understanding the new economy. At paano po makakapag-build kayo ng capital bilang mga youth entrepreneurs. Alright? So, ayan, meron tayong participant pa from Marshall Islands. No? Isa po sa mga co-founders din natin yan. So, brace yourself, get yourselves ready po. If you have notebooks with you, you can, I recommend that you jot down. But most of the time po, screenshot ang ating ginagawa. Di ba? Screenshots po ang ginagawa natin. So, let's begin. The question is, why do we want to call for youth entrepreneurs? Looking at the past po, let's look back a little bit. Where we are as a nation and today and why? Bakit po tayo nandito ngayon? Malalaman natin dahil sa paglingon natin pabalik. No? So, there is a study from the Global Finance at ito po ay ang kanilang findings. Ni-record po nila ano yung richest countries in the world. Okay? Ang number 1 po ay Luxembourg. At ang number 2 po ay Singapore. Okay? Hindi ko po mahagilap yung Pilipinas sa top 10, top 20. No? In another set of data, lumalabas po that Philippines in Asia lang po ito, no? Hindi na sa in the world. In Asia po, ang number 1 is Singapore. Okay? In the world, number 2 siya, but in Asia, number 1 ang Singapore. Meron po kayong idea kung nasaan ang Pilipinas? Okay? If you think the Philippines is on the top 10, can you type 1? If you think ang Philippines ay nasa top 20, can you type 2? If you think ang Philippines ay nasa top 30, can you type 3? If you think ang Philippines ay nasa top 40, can you type 4? Okay? I would like to see the comments po. Okay? Sabi ni Sir Joseph, anong Assyrian family 4. Sabi ni Justin ay 3. Okay? Sabi ni Marian ay 4. Okay? Alright. So, ang pang-ilan po tayo? Number 1 po ang Singapore. Number 5 ang Hong Kong. Number 7 ang Taiwan. Number 11 ang Japan. Number 35 po ang Philippines. So it's so unfortunate na kailangan pa nating hukayin palalim para mahagilap po ang Pilipinas. No? So what made Singapore wealthier o mas mayaman po sa Pilipinas? That's a very important question po para malaman natin kung saan tayo ngayon. Okay? And to answer that question po, from this same article, ito po ay nakasulat doon mismo. Sabi po nung article na to sa Global Finance, sabi nila, but how did Singapore become so prosperous? When the city-state became independent in 1965, 1/2 of its population was illiterate. In other words po, kalahati ng populasyon, 1965, no read, no write. In other words po, mas bata sila sa atin bilang isang country. 1965, maunlad na po tayong bansa. Okay? And they were illiterate. Half of them was no read, no write during the time. With virtually no natural resources. Wala po silang mga bundok, wala silang mga minahan, wala silang tubig, wala silang isla. So Singapore pulled itself up by its bootstrap through hard work, smart policy, becoming one of the most business-friendly places in the world. Today, Singapore is a thriving trade, manufacturing, and financial hub. And most importantly, 98% of the adult population is now literate. Okay, I want you to take note po. Business-friendly places in the world. In other words, noong 1965 po, ang kanilang pinuno nag-decide na gawin nating business-friendly ang Singapore. Ano po sa palagay ninyo ang nangyayari sa Pilipinas noong 1965? Okay. O, hindi po tayo nagagalit sa mga nanay at tatay po natin ng mga panahon yun ay nag-aaral sa kolehiyo. Alright? 1965. Ako po, I was born 1975. Ang Pilipinas po back in those days ay workforce friendly. Ang Singapore po ay business friendly. Ang tanong, mas mayaman pa talaga ang Pilipinas sa Singapore? Yan po yung question natin. Let's look at this data po. Philippines is 417 times bigger than Singapore. Nakita niyo mo yung map dito, no? Yung pong bilog, hindi po yung ganun kalaki ang Singapore. Nasa loob po ng bilog yung Singapore. We are 417 times bigger than Singapore. So what does this mean po? It means that we are richer, mas mayaman tayo sa natural resources, sa mineral resources. Mas marami pong Pilipino, pati po sa human resources. Pero bakit po sila ganun? Bakit mas naging nauna sila ngayon? Okay, yung study po ng global finance is about tinatawag din purchasing power parity. No? Ibig sabihin po, iba ang takbo ng isipan ng mga tao doon sa takbo ng isipan ng mga tao sa Pilipinas. Okay? So, yes, we as a nation po, we are a nation of employees. We are employee-friendly or workforce-friendly. Bakit po? Tayo po ay na-educate into becoming an employee nation. Tama? Kaya po ano ang number 1 export natin? OFW. Tama? Wala po sa ating walang kamag-anak na hindi nasa abroad. Okay? Halos lahat tayo we have relatives abroad. Okay? So we were educated into where we are today as a nation. So, in the next 20 years, 50 years, nasaan kaya tayo kung mananatili tayo sa klase ng education that we have today? Okay? Alright? Most likely, hindi po magbabago. Kaya marami pong negosyo sa Pilipinas, hindi pag-aari ng Pilipino. Kaya po mapalad tayo, lalo na po dyan sa Palaya, dahil Iggy was, ano po yan, magkakaliga naman kami ni Iggy, hindi naman kami mga nag-aral ng business eh. We learned business the hard way, we learn it as we go. Okay? So, now, ang vision po natin, at least ang desire natin dito sa Angat Ka, is to become a nation of entrepreneurs in the future. Okay? If PH future is determined by our youth's dominant way of thinking, then we have to change ano po yung type of education na natatanggap ng ating kabataan. Ano po ang kaisipan, way of thinking ng Pilipino? Lagi pong tanong, trabaho ba o negosyo? Di ba? Let me share po a story. No? I was once asked by a pastor friend who is a board of director ng Boy Scouts of the Philippines. Sabi niyo, Oliver, can you join me? Magtutalk ako sa Boy Scout about a certain subject. Okay? So sabi niya, mag-lunch muna tayo. So habang nagla-lunch po kami, ito po ay Chinese, no? Si Pastor Leonidas Son. Sabi niya, alam mo Oliver, sa aming mga Chinese, kapag nanligaw ang lalaki, ang tanong ng mga magulang ng babae, ano negosyo ikaw? Ano negosyo mo? Diba? Sabi niya, ang Pilipino, pag nanligaw ang magulang, ang lalaki sa anak, ang magulang, ang tanong ng magulang is, ano ang trabaho mo? Saan ka nagtapos? Right? And sabi niya, malaki ang difference. Kaya sa mga Chinese, they don't care kung saan ka nagtapos. Ang tanong nila, anong negosyo ang meron ka? And so we have to, okay, paki-unmute lang po ang ating mga audio. Alright, thank you so much. So ayan po ang kaibahan. So in the past, where we are today, bakit po tayo employee mindset? It's because our educational system were designed to be like that. Samantalang ang Singapore po, 417 times smaller than us, wala silang natural resources, yet they became the richest nation in Asia because of how they were educated. They were educated to become business friendly. Okay? I hope that this has really inspired you to make a change po ng direksyon natin bilang isang bansa. Okay, so now that we have an idea kung saan tayo, ano yung nangyari sa past natin that led us to where we are today, ang question naman po natin ngayon is, let's look at the future. So what will happen to us in the future? Okay. Now, here's the thing po. AI or artificial intelligence expert says automation could replace 40% of jobs in 15 years. Now, the thing po is that ang report na ito ay 2019. So, ibig sabihin, 12 years na lang po. No? Hindi na for 15 years yan. In the next 12 years, marami pong mga trabaho ang mawawala. But we are all being educated to get a job, right? Yung pala at risk yung mga jobs natin. Sa Jollibee, makikita nyo po that meron ng tagahatid ngayon ng order ninyo. Okay? When I was in airport sa Thailand last month, wala na pong janitor. Robot na din ang naglilinis. So, what does this mean? Automation could replace the jobs na pinag-aaralan ng mga tao right now. Now, that's from the Fortune.com, no? Fortune magazine. There's another website, yung builtin.com. Sabi nila, how many jobs will artificial intelligence replace? It is approximately approximately po 85 million jobs worldwide by 2025. Oh, that's 3 years from now. Okay? 3 years from now. Now, that includes po yung mga highly trained or even yung mga poorly educated alike. It doesn't matter. Accountants or factory workers, okay? Paralegal ka, radiologist ka, all right? It doesn't matter po. Doctors and engineers are at risk already. Why po? Because your job can be replaced by automation, AI, bots, artificial intelligence. Right? There's a machine created by IBM, if I'm not mistaken po, it's called Watson. And they found out that this computer ay kaya niya pong mag-diagnose ng 10 times more accurate than a human doctor. 10 times more accurate than a human doctor. So, marami po talaga ang mawawalan ng jobs in the future because of this. And so, we have to calibrate. We have to consider itong kaganapang ito. Magpapatuloy ba tayo sa direction natin or not? Okay? So, yung past education natin were founded on the opportunities of what we call the industrial economy. Okay po. Industrial economy is manufacturing, right? And however po, yung present education natin and training natin should be adjusted or calibrated base doon sa tinatawag nating rising economies. May mga bagong economies po. Okay? And we have to make adjustments. It doesn't mean na hindi natin i-improve ang buhay natin. Yes, we will. Pero we have to understand po, what are the future and the changes that will happen in the future. So, looking back, paano tayo in-educate at kung magpapatuloy tayo na yun lang ating education, it will be a big challenge. Kaya po, we have to educate the youth about entrepreneurship. Bakit? Kung engineer ka, dapat po engineer ka na entrepreneurial. Kung nurse ka, dapat nurse ka na entrepreneurial. Okay? Kung teacher ka, then you have to be a teacher na entrepreneurial. Why? So that meron ka pong iniisip palagi, paano mo gagawing negosyo ang isang bagay. You will become very competitive in the future. Alright? So, abangan mo. Abangan mo na lang ba ang future mo na sasagasaan ka na lang? Or, tulad ng iba po, pwede mong salubungin yung future mo nang merong tapang at karunungan. So, I will play a short video here to demonstrate someone na sinalubong niya po, no? Sinalubong niya yung kanyang future with courage and knowledge, sabi nga, no? Tapang at karunungan. Let's watch this video.
I did not have a rich father. I tried 3 times for university. All failed. I applied for Harvard for 10 times. All failed. They don't even want to see me. For the last time, I went to the Teachers College, which was considered the 3rd or 4th class of my city. So I applied jobs for 30 times, got rejected. It was so difficult at that time. I was so frustrated because I taught in the university. My pay was $10 a month because I could not find a good job. In 1994, discussed that I'm going to do something called internet. And 23 of them against it. They said, this is a stupid idea. We have never heard about internet. And you know nothing about computer. And I never thought I was smart. Nobody believed that I could be successful. Because everybody say, well, this guy think differently, think crazily. You know, they think about something never work. I tried to borrow $3,000 US from the banks. Took me 3 months, but I still cannot get it. We talked to over 30 or 40 venture capitalists. Everybody said, no, forget it. A lot of people said Alibaba is a terrible model. As I said, I believe it. I think this thing could be big if we keep on working. I never thought it would be that big like today. But I believe that something is waiting for me there. And I have to work hard to prove myself. That was the tough experience. So we gathered $50,000 US from 18 founders. We started. For the first 3 years, we did not have even $1 revenue from our business. It was not easy.
You don't make any money. You've got extraordinary claims, and yet you make nothing. That's the internet. Yes, but what's the point? Are you a millionaire? Now? No. Do you want to be? I hope.
But why it keeps us going ahead, going forward? Because I received lots of email of thanks from the customers. They say, this is such a great thing. We cannot pay you, but this thing helped us. If you keep on helping us, one day you will be successful, and I believe this. Little by little, we build up our business. Little by little, we build up our ecosystem of the infrastructure. And now, after 16 years, we have an Alibaba group, we have a Tmall group, we have a Taobao group, we have Alipay. And people said, you are so smart. How could you make a company like that? Bill Gates, Warren Buffett, Jack Welch, Larry Page, Mark Zuckerberg. The difference between those people and other people, they are always optimistic for the future. They never complain. They always try to solve the problems of the others. When you're optimistic, it's always opportunity. People, same here today. Jack, where's the opportunity? I don't have a job. I don't have this, I don't have that. The best assets you have is that you are young. Don't complain. Let the other people complain. The opportunity always lies where people complain. Think about how you can make things different. And then when you think about this, start to do it. I saw a lot of people, young people, have fantastic ideas every evening. But in the morning, they go to the office same again. If you really want to be an entrepreneur, you have to do the things before the other people do. You have to wake up before the other people wake up. You have to be more brave than the others. Make the move, make the action. Whether investors believe in this or not, whether your friends believe it or not, whether your parents believe it or not, that's not important. You believe it, your team believe it, and work day and night on this. Make enough mistakes. You fall, you stand up. If you really want to work for yourself, think about the others, because only when the other people are successful, when the other people are happy, you'll be successful, you will be happy. Don't worry about the money. Money follow the people. People should follow the dreams. If you have a dream, just to go ahead.
Ay, ngayon, no? That's short. Now, ang kanyang net worth is, based on recent data, is 21.4 billion. Okay, that's the Jack Ma. From nothing, right? So, anong meron si Jack Ma? Tapang. Tapang lang si Jack Ma. Yung dunong, makukuha po natin yan as we go. Wala kang tapang, wala na po yung dunong, hindi mo makukuha yan. So, tapang at karunungan, we need both, no? So, just make baby steps. And be optimistic of a great future ahead of you. Okay? However, sabi nga niya, you can have a dream, but tomorrow, papasok ulit sa work mo, and you forget about the dream that you have. No? So, the future is available for us, but kailangan po nating salubungin yung tamang future. Huwag nating hintayin na sagasaan na lang tayo ng mga AI, ng mga bots, okay, and all. Okay? So, I hope that this really inspired you. Okay. Now, entrepreneurship is really more rewarding, to be honest. If you look at what happened to Jack Ma, ano meron siya at the moment? Of course, meron na siyang freedom of time at meron na siyang power of choice. That means he can do what he wants to do and he can afford what he wants to afford. At the moment, maybe wala pa tayo doon. Parang sa interview ni Jack Ma, di ba? Are you a millionaire? No, not yet. But start being a millionaire long before the money shows up. At ituturo po namin sa inyo how that happens. No? So, I hope that this has really inspired you. Now, let's come back to the present moment and let's consider the present opportunities na meron tayo. Sabi nga niya, your asset is that you are young. Okay po? Sa mga kabataan natin dyan, that is your asset. So right now, there is a Youth Entrepreneurship Act or the Republic Act 10769 It is a law that promotes entrepreneurship and financial literacy to the youth sector. And the good news po is that the youth sector constitute 20% of our 120 million population. Around 31 million kayong kabataan. So if we can little by little start sowing seeds para dumami ang youth entrepreneurs natin, guess what will happen to the Philippines? Okay? Guess what will happen to the Philippines? Let us have a vision na tayo naman ang maging employer in the future ng mga Arabo, okay, ng mga Indian, ng mga Chinese, ng mga foreigners. That can happen kung meron tayong tapang na simulan niyo ngayon. Okay? So, I want to show you the power of youth. Sino po ang nakakaalam ng logo na yan? Can you type 5 kung alam niyo yung logo na yan? Okay? Hi Aubrey from Antipolo City. Okay. Robert Kiyosaki. All right. So who knows this Victory Church? Okay, sabi ni Argel, it's Victory Christian Fellowship. Actually, si Iggy, magkasama din kami before sa Victory Christian Fellowship, no? Let me tell you a story about Victory Christian Fellowship. I've learned na ang Victory Christian Fellowship ay naitatag dahil sa magkakaibigang mga missionary that came to the Philippines in 1984. Mga Amerikano yon. Nung dumating sila sa Pilipinas, ang ginawa nila, they spent their time always with the students sa may U-Belt, University Belt. Okay? Now, noong 1984, magulo po ang Pilipinas. Maraming rebellion, maraming away na nagaganap sa kalye, may mga insurrection and all. Okay? Pero itong group of missionaries, ang ginawa nila, tinutukan lang nila yung mga kabataan na yan. Some of them were demonstrating on the streets against the government during the time. But alam niyo po ngayon, Victory is part of Every Nation Worldwide Ministries. At ang mga heads nila worldwide ay yun pong mga kabataan na binigyan nila ng panahon noong 1984. Sila po ang mga head ng mga global ministries and churches right now. Why? Because tumutok sila sa kabataan. Alright? Now, there's another illustration about the power of youth. Okay? Actually po, ang New People's Army, ang CPP-NPA, right? Saan sila nagre-recruit? Sa opisina? Sa call center? Okay? Sa factory worker? Saan po sila nagre-recruit? Sa eskwelahan, sa kabataan. Bakit? Kasi po, nandoon ang power, ang potential ng ating bansa. And I'm speaking to all of you. No? Kami feeling youth na, but we still feel you. Okay? So, ibig sabihin kung tututukan natin ngayon ang kabataan, we look forward maybe 5, 10 years, 20 years, 50 years from now, what will happen to our nation? Okay? So, even sa amin po, itong tapang at karunungan, it's also a call. So, we are a redemptive business, or we call impact-driven business. No? So, tumutok tayo sa kabataan. Ito po ang potential natin para mag-shift ang ating future. Okay? And if you look at the school right now, sector po natin, nag-research po kami ng mga school na nag-o-offer ng entrepreneurship as a courses, no, sa Pilipinas. At ang lumalabas, merong 255 na mga colleges and universities that are offering entrepreneurship. However, I had a chance to speak to a few dean ng entrepreneurship, at yung isa ang sabi sa akin, unfortunately, ang frustration namin, pag graduate sila sa school, nagiging empleyado sila. Okay? Bakit po? Bagamat malaki ang potential ng kabataan, meron din silang kinakaharap ng mga challenges which we really want to address. Okay? So, yes, pwede pong mag-aral ng entrepreneurship sa school. That's a formal education. But most of the time, let's face it, no, nothing against any teachers, they're doing their best. However po, iba din pag ang teacher mo ay entrepreneur. Okay? Pag ang teacher mo ay walang business at tuturuan kayo ng business, it's like searching the internet only, to be honest. No? You can do discussions on that, but there are things beyond that na kailangan natin bilang mga entrepreneurs. You will get that when you go into the real world at ikaw ay imi-mentor ng mga real entrepreneurs. Iggy can be your mentor. Okay? So, Ganun po ang naging, I left the school when I was in college. I left my scholarship because mag-shift po dapat ako from mass communication to business ad. Then ang naging tanong ko po sa aking sarili is, unfortunately, my teachers don't have business that they are running. So I said to myself, nothing against them, I respect them, I love them. I just have to look for a mentor who are running their own businesses, so that I will get wisdom beyond the textbook lamang. No? So sabi nga ni Jim Rohn, formal education will make you a living, but self-education will make you a fortune. All right? So let's explore. Okay, from here, let's explore the challenges ng mga kabataan. Okay. Yes, meron po tayong mga challenges bilang mga aspiring at mga starting youth entrepreneurs. At ano po ba yung mga challenges? Lalo na yung mga nagtapos na kayo ng BS Entrepreneurship pero hindi nakapag-start, hindi makapag-sustain. Nakapag-start niya, hindi naman ma-sustain yung negosyo. So I would like to just, alam ko maaring sa inyo po, alam niyo na itong mga challenges na to, but for the sake of just reminding everyone, first challenge po ng mga aspiring or even starting youth entrepreneurs is what? Lack of capital, no? Ang youth entrepreneurs po, we don't have usually access not just to capital but yung tinatawag po nating cycles of capital, no? Ibig sabihin yan, hindi ka lang once, no? Mangangailangan ng capital kasi, okay? But you will be needing a lot, okay? Wala pong, to be honest, may learning curve kung tawagin, okay? Kumbaga sa bike, may semp lang sa unang sabak natin sa negosyo. And we have to factor that into the journey. Huh? Now, the second thing is that we lack community. Is community important? Definitely. No? You will eventually find that out. Hindi po, pag wala po tayong nurturing community at support for safety and belongingness, mahirap po. Okay? Now, community is powerful. I always say, pag nag-hangout ka sa mga chef ng matagal, guess what? Gagaling ka bang kumain? Gagaling ka ba magluto? Most likely po, yes. Pag nang-hangout ka sa mga bank robbers, guess what? Baka sa next project kasama ka na. Okay? So mag-iingat ka with the kind of community that you are belonging yourself into. Okay? Then lastly, okay, we also lack capability. Okay? Ang mga youth entrepreneurs, bagamat meron silang idealism and energy, sometimes they also lack continuous learning for capability and competency development. Okay. So what if may matatanungan ka about important questions that you have about business, no? So sa pilot batch po natin dito sa ating course, may mga students po tayo na nag-participate sa BITS. It's a program ng DTI, and you know, we give them free access to consultancy about what they are doing. So very important po itong tatlong elements na to. You need to have the capital, the community, and the capability. Okay? And so dito po magbibigay kami ng solution. Okay? Of course, the solution that we want is to call and invite every one of you for entrepreneurial adventure with us, no? Because, and of course, with Palaya being the platform na gagamitin ninyo. And at the same time, because we have a solution to those challenges that we have mentioned kanina. Okay, so how do we deal with that those challenges, and also with the context, yung context natin kanina, no? Yung sinabi natin na future challenges natin, yung past natin. So let me present to you ano yung cause and culture ng Angat Ka. Okay, and first explain ko ano ba yung cause or just cause. I want to show you
Just Cause is a vision of the future, an idealized vision of the future, so just, so inspiring, that you would willingly sacrifice in order to help advance it. That could mean turning down a better paying job in order to stay here, or continuing to work late or go on frequent business trips and missing your family. And though you may not like these things, they feel worth it, because I feel like my work is advancing something bigger than myself. My work is worth more than the money I make.
All right, so yan po ang just cause. Just cause is a specific vision of a future future state that does not yet exist. It's a future state so appealing that people are willing to make sacrifices in order to help advance towards the vision. So, meron din po tayo yan. In fact, we started Angat Ka in May this year until today, and we understand wala pa po kami sa earning state. We are still at because we believe so much into the possibility of changing the course of our people, no? May mga inspiration po kami mga founding team. May mga anak po kami. At isa sa naiisip namin, minsan nagnenegosyo kami, magkakasama kami. Naisip namin in the future, yung mga anak namin magnenegosyo din. Right? Papaano kung ang makanegosyo ng mga anak namin mga sabihin na natin, sorry for the word, mga dorobo at mga, 'di ba? Walang character, walang values. Then our children will suffer unless we start an education right now for their generation. So that meron pong isang possibility of a change sa kanila, right? So ano yung just cause ng Angat Ka? Okay? Ito po yung just cause natin. To raise an entrepreneur in every Filipino family to prosper the next generation. Yan po yung, kumbaga, ipinaglalaban natin, yan yung vision natin. Mag-raise tayo ng mga entrepreneur sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino para mag-prosper yung next generation. What's the difference po nito sa dati? Ano ba yung dating nakikita natin? Nanggaling po tayo sa past na ang nire-raise po natin sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino ay ano po? OFW, hindi kaya ay professional. Again, there's nothing wrong with that because in the past, the economy was mostly industrial and informational, right? But today, the economy has changed. The future has changed. Kakainin na ng automation and artificial intelligence ang mga professionals lang. So how can we deal with that? How can we make the future prepared, the youth prepared for their future? Mag-raise tayo ng entrepreneur in every Filipino family so that they can prosper the next generation. So kung kayo po ay kabataan, you are being challenged, no? Will you be willing to raise yourself as an entrepreneur in your family so that you can prosper your next generation? Ngayon po, kung hindi kayo kabataan at katulad namin, maybe you have an experience in business, maybe nag-fail na kayo in the past in business or even right now, hindi pa kayo nagsasucceed, that's okay. Nauna ka pa rin and use your experiences, whether how bitter it might be, then you can join Angat Ka and help us raise an entrepreneur in your next generation. Okay? Become a mentor, become a guide to the youth. No? Yan po ang ating call, ang ating cause. Now, ano yung culture? See, culture po is our way of getting closer to the cause. Culture allows us to shape anong klaseng entrepreneur ang gusto nating makita sa bawat pamilyang Pilipino. Diba? Mayayabang ba? Matatalino lang ba? Anong klaseng entrepreneur ang gusto nating i-raise? Who will prosper the next generation? So, ito po yung culture that we want. No? We want an impact-driven entrepreneurs demonstrating servant leadership and delayed gratification. So, yan po ang culture that we want to see. Merong servant leadership at delayed gratification. Now, why we choose impact-driven? Pwede naman pong income-driven yan eh. Right? Pwedeng income-driven yan. Okay? But then, a lot of times, if you just put income-driven at walang impact, nagiging exploitative entrepreneur ang mga bata. So, we have to lay down the right foundation sa mga kabataan. So, there are two things that we want to emphasize in this culture. Number one po is servant leadership and number two is delayed gratification. Okay? Servant leadership, you are out there to serve others. Sabi nga ni Jack Ma kanina, di ba? Help other people. The more you help people, in some way, yan ang sinasabi niya, the more you help people, the more you can create businesses. Delayed gratification. Di ba? Si Jack Ma, napakatagal bago niya na-reach ang kanyang goal. Now, pwede namang mag-give up na sana, right? Now, we're not saying po that hindi mo i-achieve yung mga short term. Go ahead. Get as much short term as you can. But, wag nating i-compromise yung long term. Okay? You can see a picture on the other side of the slide natin. Yung taong nakakulong at ang pinipili niya kunin is yung tinapay. Okay? That's a short-term solution para sa kanyang nagugutom na tiyan, most likely. That's an instant gratification. Okay? Whereas if you teach that person na ang susi talaga ay think of that key bilang entrepreneurship. Yan ang susi mo, makakalaya ka. Maybe he can come out and eventually bake his own bread or even sell bread for others, right? So napaka-importante po nito, no? So remember, cause is where we want to go, the vision, the just cause that we want to achieve, and culture is how we want to achieve it, right? So now here's the detail of our solution. How do we intend to help the youth? Okay, so dito po pumapasok yung ating platform na impact-driven entrepreneurs to prosper the next generation. Yung ating pong website is actually angatka.ph. This is our homepage, no? And as you can see, to become an impact-driven youth entrepreneurs, demonstrating servant leadership and delayed gratification as a culture for others to follow. Yan yung solution that we see right now, no? Of course, we invite you to start your journey as a youth entrepreneur. Ang unang-unang gagawin po ninyo is to invest in yourself more than anything else. So, we will show you the journey, paano namin kayo maaring matulungan. We will have to show you anong mangyayari kapag dumaan kayo sa Angat Ka, ano yung journey, alright? And ang ultimate outcome again that we want, as we have mentioned kanina, is that in your journey to become an impact-driven youth entrepreneur with a culture of servant leadership and delayed gratification, yan yung ultimate outcome. We hope na after maybe 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, I don't know, 1 year, okay? At you have been with us and with Palaya in this collaborative engagement, no? Ang mangyayari po is that you will see yourself. I'm an entrepreneur. I want to make an impact. I can serve others, and I'm willing to wait for something better. Okay, I practice delayed gratification. And makikita niyo po dito bakit merong tinapay at saka what's that? Wine or juice, no? There's a reason for that. Bakit po natin nilagay yan dyan? Okay? There's actually a principle that is in the book of life, in the Bible, that says na si God, kapag if he finds something good, he will make it into what? Into very good. Something very good, right? And so I read a book from the makers of the redemptive entrepreneurship. At ang sinasabi nga din nila doon is that if you get something today that is good and make it into something very good, you are building a culture. You are building a culture. So let's take the youth. Okay, we invite the youth. We will invite you into a journey, and we hope that after this journey, if you think you are good, we want you to become something very good after that. We want you to become an impact-driven entrepreneur. You are capable of serving others and willing to put others first. So yan po ang prinsipyo yan. And so for that reason, we came with our name, Tapang at Karunungan. This idea that we have about this platform was started 2015 pa. So hindi po ito bago na. No? But ito po ay may 4 na journey milestones. Alright? So we want to show you these 4 journey milestones so that alam natin kung nasaan na tayo as we journey. The first milestone that we want youth entrepreneurs to have is confidence. Be confident. How can you be confident? Kapag alam mo kung ano ang gusto mo at bakit mo siya gusto. You know what you want and why you want it, then that's it. You can be confident. Okay? And if you are surrounded with people who are also confident, then that's powerful. Okay? Now, the other thing, milestone po ninyo, the next milestone is that maging competent tayo bilang mga entrepreneurs. Dapat marunong kang magsimula, mag-start, mag-operate, mag-grow ng business mo. Right? So, and we will teach you the basics, the fundamentals. Now, even if, let's say, if you are running a real-life business, it can be applied. No? So, yan po. The next milestone is be capable. Ano ibig sabihin ng be capable? Dapat meron kang financial resources para sa mga negosyong papasukin mo. Right? Kasi it's useless po. It's, to be honest, that's our challenge when we were starting out. Wala kaming capital, puro kami ideals. No? But now, we want to offer ang mga kabataan na makapag-build din ng inyong capability, financial capability. And lastly, be courageous. No? Dapat meron kang tapang na mamuno at magpatakbo ng mga negosyo na sisimulan mo. Right? So we know that these 4 milestones, once you acquire them, then magkakaroon ka ng tapang at karunungan. You will become a kind of entrepreneur that angat ka, is going to kumaga help spread into the Filipino people. So let me show you the journey. Okay? Don't worry, hindi po straight line ang journey. Wala pong straight line na journey sa mundo. Okay? So there are a few stages po, no? At the start, at the moment po, ito yung ginagawa natin. Kayo ay na-invite into this adventure call at ang goal natin is for you to be curious. When I say curious, tanungin niyo yung sarili ninyo after listening to this. Gusto ko ba maging youth entrepreneur? Gusto ko ba na ako ang maging magpapabago sa next generations ng aking family? Maybe you can ask Iggy, no? Iggy, nagbago ba ang buhay ng pamilya mo since nag-decide ka na maging entrepreneur? That's a very good question to ask sa mga entrepreneurs po. Ako din, I'm a first generation entrepreneur. Ang buong pamilya ko po ay mga pamilya ng mga engineer, nurses, doktor, okay, teachers. Ako lang po ang una. So at the moment po, we are inviting you. Be curious. After this adventure call, do you see yourself as an aspiring entrepreneur? Now, if you say yes, so the first milestone that we have mentioned is that we want you to be confident. And building confidence is we have a foundation course. It's an abundance foundation course. Ikaw ang yaman. That's the name of the course. And it has, it's an online learning platform, self-directed learning. Pwede nyo po itong i-take on your own. Pero meron itong 6 sessions in 3 weeks. So twice a week ang session. It will be 1.5 hours na session. And in that session, we have the opportunity to interact. Get to know your batch. And this is very important, yung sessions and socials na ginagawa natin. Because ang goal po natin dito is that wala pong entrepreneur mag-isa lang sa buhay. Okay? You need to learn to build communities and be a part of a community. Right? So this is important. So dito, sa Ikaw ang Yaman, it's actually a free. Free po ito. Walang bayad yan. Okay? Now, you might be asking, ba't yung pinamimigay? Because we believe in servant leadership. And that's one way for us to demonstrate servant leadership by giving the youth a free version first of our product, of our service. No? So yan, you can take that po with your community. Then after that, be competent. So dito, papasok po yung ating Angat Ka PH Entrepreneurial Gateway course. It's a 10 session in 5 weeks, but ito po again ay may online component din. You can watch ito po ay paid version na natin. Now, however po, let me emphasize lamang na not because may pera kayo, pwede na kayong dumiretso sa Angat Ka PH. Hindi po ganoon ang ginagawa natin sa Angat Ka. No? Kailangan nyo po munang pagbayaran yung Ikaw ang Yaman. And you don't pay us with money, you pay us with attention. Okay? So if you don't graduate or if you don't finish Ikaw ang Yaman, kahit po may pambili kayo ng Angat Ka PH, bagamat affordable lang yan, hindi po namin tatanggapin. Okay? So why? Because we want to demonstrate and we want to instill also certain values. Okay? Mahirap po magnegosyo kung ang mindset ng isang bata ay yung negosyo ang yaman. O hindi kaya yung pera ang yaman. O hindi kaya yung system ang yaman. That's a wrong emphasis. Kailangan niyo po munang malaman bakit ikaw ang yaman. Right? So this is really important and critical. So after po niyan is what is be capable. So once you finish the gateway course po natin, then you can exclusively avail of our internship system. Sa aming internship system, you will help spread our cause and practice our culture. You will be part of growing a learning communities. No? Mag-grow po kayo ng learning communities ninyo. And in return, meron po kayong capital build-up program. You can do this for more than 12 months onwards. So why do you have to have capital build-up programs? Okay. Para po, you can use that for real-life experiences. And so finally, okay, be courageous. No? Through the internship system, magkakaroon po kayo ng capital build-up funds. And every time you hit a 500 million to 1 million capital, i-release yan sa inyo. And it has to be applied for business. Okay? Hindi niyo po pwedeng ibili yan ng, bibili muna ako ng magandang laptop. Down ko ng sasakyan. If you do that po, pwede ninyong gawin, but you will be kicked out of the system. You cannot avail of the rest na capital build-up program ninyo. Okay? So, but what you have to do is put that into business. Even if you lose that, don't worry because may cycles of capital pong papasok dito. Okay? So, there are also other platforms that we will recommend na you can start para makapag-practice kayo ng mga natutunan ninyo dito sa ating Ikaw ang Yaman at sa Angat Ka PH natin. Okay? At maging sa internship system. And for example, Palaya is a platform that you can use to apply the learnings that you have here. So yun po, no? You can use that. You don't need to finish or kumbaga it's a add-on eventually, but na ma-receive niyo yung mga capital build-up program niyo. Additional na lang yun. But with Palaya, you can immediately apply to that platform. Okay? So pag-uusapan lang po namin nila Iggy on that, no? So once you are already at the internship system, actually kahit nasa early stage ka pa din naman, you can start inviting others to be a part of your co-learning communities. You can invite other youths also, and build your team long before you need them. Okay, so this is the journey that we are going through. No, so in essence, po, just to recap. Okay, so what will happen sa Angat Ka? What's in it for you? You will learn entrepreneurship and build capital for your dream business. So in essence, I will just demonstrate how this thing will happen. Una is community. Yes, you will join a co-learning community sa Ikaw ang Yaman. Kaya batch po kayo dyan. Let's say this will be a Palaya batch, no, or cohort kung tawagin. So all the Palaya group will be part of this community. There are those that are also invited here from a different group. Let's say kila Brother June Pacifico, let's say church. Then your community from the church, po pwedeng a different batch yan. Dun sa mga taga Pililla, they have a different batch also, and so on and so forth. So these batches, they are communities. Communities are where we will practice and master the power of connected economy. Right? Now, after that, of course, while the community is ongoing, the education also starts. No? So we have our online platform with cohort-based platform or format. So you can access the courses po. And again, may progression yan. And then after the education, although those things are going, you are having your community, ongoing education. Once you graduate, you can build capital. And again, as we have mentioned, cycles of capital through our internship system. And then eventually, experience. No? Launch your first business. Or if you have already a first business, launch your next impact-driven business. Okay, so these are the essential milestones that we all go through here, no? Building a community, education, capital, and experience. Now, with this po, I'll give you a quick overview of what you can find in our platform. So Ikaw ang Yaman is a free course. It is an abundance foundation course. Dito yung binabanggit kanina ni Jeremy na 20 pesos lang ang pera nila mag-asawa. And they turned it into a 450,000 monthly income after 4 years. Okay? From 20 pesos. Paano nangyari yon? You will see it in this course. You can also see in this course, isang government employee na nanalo ng 14 million pesos sa loto. What happens after 3 months? Wala na po yung 14 million niya. So ang question, Pera ba ang magpapayaman sa'yo? You will all know the answer to that dito po sa Ikaw ang Yaman. There's a lot of misconceptions na meron ang mga tao, ang kabataan lalo na, about money and about wealth. That kung hindi po natin alam, we will be focusing on the wrong thing. Okay? So, foundation po ito. The next is our premium course. Ito yung Entrepreneurial Gateway course. Now, dito, may tatlong areas tayo na i-discuss. The entrepreneur, the business, and the community. And we will look at an in-depth module on each of these at meron din po itong discussions that goes with it. So, ito ay 3,999 only. Okay, originally this is 19,995. Okay, yan ang talagang original price natin for that. But we have an 80% off. Okay, para sa mga kabataan. So, and lastly, we have the internship system. Now, this is a graduate exclusive. Kung hindi mo natapos yung angat ka, hindi ka po pwedeng mag-participate dito. Pwede, pero hindi mo makukuha yung iyong credits, no? O yung iyong capital build-up funds. Sayang naman, right? Why? Dito po sa internship system natin, we will train our entrepreneurs to master the connected economy and practice servant leadership and delayed gratification at the same time. Okay, so yes, these are the courses. There's free to start, a free course to explore, and yung premium natin, which is supposedly 19,995, we are only giving it away for 3,999 so that everyone can start. Okay, now I hope that this is giving you some insights onto ano ba tong angat ka na to and how this has how this can help the youth sector natin. Kung kayo ay kabataan, I hope that this will give you some idea. Ano ba ang tatakbuhin mo in the next coming years? So, let me just add another a few slides about relevance. No? Ano ba yung relevance ng kahalagahan ng mga future economies that we have to explore? Of course, kanina I mentioned about the industrial economy. Yan po yung nag-aaral ang mga magulang natin in the past. It was based on the industrial economy. And then came after that was the information economy. And then the gig economy, right? Gig economy is self-employment, right? And now there are other economies. One of them was mentioned by Seth Godin, isa pong consultant sa marketing at sa Google yon. And this new economy is really, really powerful and important. Okay, so it's called the connection economy. Sino po dito ang may idea sa connection economy? Can you type 1 if meron kayong idea about connection economy? If you have heard about this before, kung hindi niyo po ito narinig, can you please type 2? Gusto ko lang makakita ng reaction. Okay, please type 1 kung may idea kayo. Kung wala, type 2. Can I see some reaction? Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, MJ. Anyone else? All right, sabi ni Justin 2, si Leila 1, okay. So, all right, the Arceli family 2, okay, yung iba po wala pang idea. Now, the connection economy according to Forbes magazine is the economy of prosperity, collaboration, and infinite possibilities. It's the vision of an economic ecosystem, a complex network of interconnected systems built on trust, value alignment, and reciprocity. Right? So, in essence po, to be honest, mas madali pong mag-create ng wealth today than in the past. Okay? Right now, if you know how to nurture a connection, build a connection, grow a connection, right? And add value to the connection and make yourself valuable in any connections, then you will basically prosper. And hindi po yan tinuturo sa mga courses natin right now. And a lot of times, because hindi natin naiintindihan yung connected economy, we become an anti-connection economy. Hindi natin nakikita, no? I mean, to be honest po, if you don't understand this, it will be a great disadvantage, no? Lagi kang nagdududa sa iba, okay, so to speak, no? But ano ba ang sabi nila about this economy, no? The connection economy is using resonance, reciprocity, and relationship for networking, okay, building connections, no? Another says that in the industry trend, no, the connected economy, how innovations in technology, connected devices, and software will reshape how business gets done over the next decade. Okay? So there's a lot of factors po that made the connection economy possible. This morning, I was awake ng 4 a.m. I think si Manny is here from the Marshall Islands, no? So he was with me kanina, si Sir Manny Nunez, Yakwe, Sir Manny. He was with me this morning at 4 a.m. and we have a Zoom meeting in Italy on one of our business, no? And we are building a business in Italy and as well as in Marshall Island without leaving my house, no? I'm still here. Okay, posible ba yon? Yes, because we understand, and appreciate the power of the connection economy. Now, if you don't see this as an opportunity, then you will only work and build yourself based on the industrial economy. Okay? So kahit po anong galing ninyo, mahihirapan kayo. Kahit anong sipag ninyo, hindi nyo alam na there are economies that grows that you can really capitalize on. Okay? And so, let me show you some examples. These are just some. There are a lot of possible permutations, no, ng ganitong klase ng connected economies. But I will give you some examples of platforms, no. Si Amazon, okay? Ang equivalent po natin sa Pilipinas yan ay Lazada, Shopee, okay? Amazon has almost no stores, but it's the largest retailer globally. Alibaba, di ba? You can buy almost anything sa Amazon. Okay? Pero wala silang sariling store. Wala silang sariling manufacturing of inventories. They only create a connection between the buyer and the seller. And that connection is what creates them the economy. There are people that made so much money from being a seller or from being, of course, not the buyer, but the seller, no? Or supplier to the buyers. No? So that's a connection economy. Another example, of course, is Facebook. No? Facebook creates no content of their own, but it is the largest media in the world. It's social media, di ba? So, wala siyang pag-aaring content. Pero lahat ng content na ipinopost natin sa Facebook ay pag-aari ni Facebook. Okay? And that creates a connection economy. No? Marami nang yumaman through Facebook ads and all because they understood that. No? That's a connection economy. Okay? Now, another is Grab. Dating Uber binili si Grab, binili niya si Uber, di ba? Owns almost no car, but it is the biggest transport in Southeast Asia and Uber in the world, no? So, you see, this is about connecting passengers and drivers at the right time, at the right place, at the right price. That's a connection economy, no? So people are making money on, especially on the supply side of the new economy. Airbnb. And so ito po yung you can book yourself in a place, di ba? And they own almost no real estate, but it is the largest lodging provider in the world. Okay? So again, those are the power of these kinds of economy. Netflix, okay? Netflix is actually it's not a TV channel, it's not a network, but it is the largest movie streaming in the world right now. And so these are just examples of the power of the new economy. Palaya is an example of a new economy. Palaya is built on the network of consumers. Tama? We can push product through the channel. You can actually build an income through that kind of platform. Okay? So yes, ako po I am also I embrace those kinds of industries. No? Kami, we have a platform also where we we making $1 million in a month can be is possible. It's being experienced by a lot of people. 60 million, 400 million 1 month income because of the connected economy. So pag hindi mo to naintindihan, you are missing a lot. The problem is not the platform. It's how you look at the platform and how you actually work on these kinds of platforms. So this is the new economy. No? Now, the other element of to really capitalize on these economies are two things. No? The community that you have at yung inyong influence in the community. This is really important. No? So, the community first. Pag-usapan natin yung community. Okay? So, circle of influence. Everybody has a circle of influence. Ako and my friends, I can have like maybe 30 friends to 100 friends. And each of you may have 100 friends, no? Maybe ang Facebook natin lahat tigo 1,000. That's actually the power of circle of influence. No? It's community plus micro-influence. No? So, meron po tayong tinatawag na education by association. Yung tipong tumambay ka lang ng 1-2 taon sa kapwa mo, sa barkada mo. Diba? Before you know it, kung anong alam nila, alam mo na rin. Right? So example ko kanino is yung chef. Right? Tumambay ka sa mga chef and eventually, natuto ka mag-critique ng food or maging chef mismo. Or maybe, tumambay ka sa mga what do you call this? Tumambay ka sa mga bank robbers. Okay? May favorite example, no? Eventually, kasama ka na sa gig nila, right? That's education by association. And so it's very important that you surround yourself with the right people na gusto mong maging, right? You are the top 5 person you associate yourself with, no? And including your income also. So this is the power of the people that you allow to influence your life. Okay? And eventually, you will also influence them or create a team that you can influence also. No? So, but why do you need to become a part of a community? Why do you need to also share your passion, yung knowledge mo, kung anumang value meron ka? Kasi you need to build your team long before you need them. Okay? There are people na maybe hindi magkaibigan na kayo ngayon, but 5 years, 10 years, 3 years, 7 years down the road, you guys can work together. Maybe may idea ka, kaya niyang i-execute. Or maybe may idea siya, kaya mong i-execute. You can borrow strength from one another. So right now, learn the power of community. Kaya yung unang-unang siniset natin sa Angat Ka is join a community. Alright? So build a community. Diyan sa Palaya, diyan sa church, diyan sa Pakil, diyan sa Pililla, diyan sa Kabuya, Laguna, build community. Learn the value of your circle of influence. Okay? Now, maybe you are familiar with these logos. Rotary Club, Lions Club, Kiwanis, BNI, Eagles, right? Meron po ba dito ang mga members ng mga organizations na to? Okay? Can you type 1 if you are a part of this organization? Now, example, ako I used to be a member of BNI. Si Iggy is also a part of BNI. We paid 38,000 for an 1-year membership. Okay? Pagbayad ka ng ganun kalaki for a 1-year membership. Why? Because we want to be associated with these people. Because we see na may value sila sa buhay namin at we can also give value sa kanila. That is the power of circle of influence or community. Now, ang tanong po, ang mga kabataan ba, meron silang community that if they get themselves involved, ay maaaring maganda ang future nila? To be honest po, unfortunately, yun po ang missing sa mga kabataan right now. No? Maybe yung iba sa school, meron silang org. Sa church, meron sila, right? But it serves a different purpose. Now, ito pong mga nakalista natin sa mga logo sa ilalim natin. These are business oriented to some extent, communities or organizations. No? They do business with their fellow members. No? That's part of the community. And ang mga kabataan po right now, hirap silang makapag-join dyan kasi una, wala pa silang experience. Wala pa silang napapatunayan sa buhay. And it's so difficult for them to get a community where they can belong. So, dito po sa co-learning community na ginagawa natin, when you invite your friends to take our free course, take the adventure call with us, you are building your community as well. You are exercising your micro-influence. Now, micro-influence po, it means you have an influence at maybe 20, 30, or 100 people. It is as powerful as like being an influencer ng millions of people. Bakit po? Because these 30 people, maaring kayo lang magkakilala, but they trust you. So, influencer is now a key consideration. Ano? As the name suggests, a micro-influencer has a smaller following, and in our work with these types of influencers, we have found that they have stronger relationships built on expertise and trust with their followers. So, by learning to handle your circle of influence well, bilang mga kabataan, ngayon pa lang, tinitrain na kayo for your future. Because you just don't know. Okay? If in the future, yung mga kasama mo ngayon, they can also become big time, you will be connected with the right people before you know it. Alright? This is the power of circle of influence or community and micro-influencer. Now, again, these are the component po of what we were sharing kanina. I'm just giving a little bit of detail so that you will understand just a few things about capital build-up program that we have mentioned. Now, this is where yung hashtag natin na rise by lifting others comes in. No? Ang goal po natin dito is when we have interns, kunwari natapos ng ating mga student yung ating premium course, they will help us spread itong course natin and culture sa ibang mga kabataan din. Okay? So, in short, tulad natin, bakit natin bibigyan ng libreng session ang mga kabataan, no? So that they can have a taste muna of our service. So what will happen afterwards, no? Mamaya po, I will be calling one student also to give us a testimony about their experience sa amin also, no? And they were able to build their own or register their own youth organization. Na ang mandate is the same that what we are sharing right now, no? So, yan ang goal natin. Let us spread this cause and culture to the youth sector. And in turn, ano po mangyayari? In turn, we will be able to build cycles of capital for the youth. So, magkakaroon po ng capital build-up yung mga students, yung mga interns natin. Okay? So, the mechanics of that we will explain pagdating po doon sa ating Ikaw ang Yaman course. Okay? So, yes, Tapang at Karunungan, it's a co-learning communities for youth entrepreneurs and it comes with a capital build-up program. So, okay. Dito po sa ating capital build-up program, again, rise by lifting others. No? Spread natin yung ating cause at yung culture sa ating community. Now, in just a few notes lang po in closing, no? Pwede nang wala ito, but I just want to share a little bit about education. Okay. Maybe some people are saying, pwede ba akong mag-aral na lang ako sa school? Think about this po. If education for employment is a business, will it qualify as an attractive investment? Let's see, no? Tingnan natin. Kung ang pag-aaral po ngayon ay isang negosyo, magka-qualify ba siya as an attractive business? Now, we saw this meme sa Facebook and nakakatuwa lang. It's funny, but it's true. Sabi diyan, cum laude with honors. Sa kabila, nakalagay, tamang pasalang. Okay? Pasang-awa sa panahon natin. Ano? In short, what will happen? Pag graduate po silang pareho, they will all start with the basic pay. Around 20,000 per month, more or less. No? But how much is the cost of an education in school right now? Ito po ang sabi ng moneymax.ph. No? Ang college level is 70,000 to 250,000 per year. Depende sa klase ng school na papasukin mo. Okay? Sa Lasal, it will be, I think they say 250,000 or more. So in 4 years, wala pa ang iyong uniform, pagkain mo, wala pa ang load mo, and incidental expense, 1 million na kaagad. No? Between, sabihin mo ng 300,000 to 1 million ang puhunan mo. Okay? After 4 years, ang starting point ay kikita ka ng 15 to 20,000 a month. Now, yung Moneymax PH, meron silang nire-recommend. Pwede ka daw mag-loan sa City Personal Loan ng 2 million for up to 5 years. And then, again, pagka-graduate yung bata, okay, well, 15 to 20,000 a month. So, is this a good business? Okay? Kung ikaw mamumuhunan ka po sa akin ng 2 million, after 5 years, papakitain kita ng 20,000 a month. Okay? Baka di ba? Automatic ito turn down mo. So it doesn't make sense sometimes, no? Because again, especially if the future of course, unless very technical po ang pag-aaralan ng bata, like maybe genetic engineering or whatever sciences, they really have to go to school for that, no? But to be honest, right now, we have to look into the entrepreneurial side of the youth. Okay, so rise by lifting others, no? If we become a micro-influencer in a connected economy via co-learning community, I will give you a glimpse on how we can help the students raise capital, no? So dito po, let me show you, no? So We have our courses. Everybody starts with a free course after ng ating adventure call like this, no? Kung gusto nyong maging part ng community, that's it. Then after that, once you are finished with the free course, you can get into the paid course, which is 3,999 only, no? In fact, yung pong mga students natin sa sa Laguna also, no? We are discussing with the DTI also a possibility pa of sponsorship, no, or scholarship with the government. Why? Because if we can help the youth na mag-aral dito sa platform natin, we teach them values and skills and mindsets. Okay? At sila pa ay nakapag-raise ng kanilang scholarship with the government. It will be a win-win for the community and also for the youth, no? So dito po ang ginagawa natin is up to 40% of the tuition fee diyan sa 3,999 na yan ay ibinabalik namin as a royalty type of rebates distributed to the fifth generations of co-learners as capital build-up funds. No? This is the power of the connected economy. Okay, so I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a community of 6 co-learners. No? You bring in 6 people, and they are your fellow students. You learn entrepreneurship together. You learn ikaw ang yaman together, angat ka together, and eventually they join you on the internship. Okay, and on those 6 people, if they get into the paid course, you don't get anything from them. Wala po kayo any financial benefit because we want that you can tell these people na look, I have nothing to earn from you. I'm here to serve you, servant leadership, no? And you are willing to wait. I would be willing that you guys grow. Doon na lang ako maghihintay na aking capital. Okay. Up to 5 generations down, it has a full build-up capital build-up fund of 3.8 million. So ilang 3.5 million po yan? No? It's like 7. Okay? 500,000 kumbaga na release. 7 times 7 cycles ka of that. No? Now, if let's say you have a community of 9 co-learners and everybody also build their co-learning communities at 9 communities, then you have up to 27 million capital build-up funds. And we have also, if you look at it at 12, and so on and so forth. Okay, at 12, you can have as much as 100 million capital build-up for the students. Okay, anong ginagawa ng students? They are spreading culture and character. Kung may produkto po tayo, that's it. It's the character and the culture of the next generation entrepreneurs. They have to serve other youth and they are willing to wait. Okay, so now, tanong, hanggang 12 lang ba ang co-learners? Hindi po. You can go to 15 and so on and so forth. But we will have some mechanics to help the students na hindi po sila running after the big amounts, no? They are about building themselves and building others, okay? So that's the power of our co-learning communities. Right now, we are in partnership with and building partnerships with colleges and universities na nag-offer ng entrepreneurship. And not only that, we are also in partnership and continuously building partnership with LGUs, even business entities. So ito po ay in discussion with IGI. And so, and we want to raise youth entrepreneurs and youth organizations. No? So, like this one, I was also invited po sa DTI Laguna with the Youth Development Affairs doon. And we shared the vision of Angat Ka to them, and some of the graduates ng kanilang Be Your Own Boss program have already joined us here. No, we are also in partnership with Creative. It's a social enterprise CEO, creative entrepreneurship organization. Okay, and other platforms pa. No, actually, we have our first batch. No, yung pilot batch students natin. 3 of them came from Cabuyao and they have founded their own youth organization. This was first initially recommended sa amin ng Youth Development Affairs that we build a youth organization because with that, they can work with the government while we help the youth organization with equipping. Okay? So just this December, they were able to register sa Youth Development Affairs. At ang pangalan ng kanilang organization po is the Angat Kabataang Negosyante ng Cabuyao. Okay, it is a youth entrepreneurship organization. So, Argel, are you here? Pwede ko ba mag-share a little bit lang of your experience, brother?
Yes po, good evening po.
Good evening.
Hello po. Good evening po sa bawat isa. I'm Argel Platon. Ako po'y taga Cabuyao, Laguna. At yung experience ko po sa pag-encounter po dito sa platform ng Angat Ka PH, nagsimula lang po nung nag-show up ako sa opportunity noon na nagkaroon po ng program yung DTI Laguna and YTA Laguna about youth entrepreneurship, kung saan naging interested po ako na mapalawak pa po yung mga kaalaman ko po sa pagbi-business, kasi alam ko po sa sarili ko kulang pa lahat ng knowledge ko tsaka experience. Tapos nag-participate po ako doon. Tapos para po makapag-proceed sa susunod na program, kailangan ko po manalo na isa po sa finalist na gumawa po ng business plan. At 300 po kami noon, tapos 14 lang po yung makakapag-proceed. Wala po akong kaalam-alam kung paano gumawa ng ganong mga bagay. Pero wala po akong ibang choice kasi gusto ko pong makapag-proceed. Uhaw na uhaw po ako sa mga knowledge. Pinag-aralan po namin yun hanggang sa napili po ako. Tapos nag-pitch po kami, dinepends po namin yung business plan po na ginawa namin. At doon ko po na-meet si Sir Oliver nung nag-pitch po siya about sa Angat Ka PH. Nasaktong-sakto naman po sa iniisip ko po that time, kasi ang iniisip ko po noon, what's next after nung program na yun. Oo nga po, nanalo kami, may award kami, may makukuha kaming maliit na kapital. Pero ano po yung sunod doon? Yun po yung nasa isip ko noon. At nung nag-pitch po si Sir Oliver na-impart po sa akin agad yung vision na makapag-aral po ng entrepreneurship, mas spread po yung ganong culture, which is servant leadership, nagandahan po ako dun sa vision. Tas pagkatapos po nung program na yun, minessage ko po agad si Sir Oliver. Tapos hanggang sa lumawak na lang po yung mga plano, mga idea na talagang nakapokus lang po doon sa vision, hanggang sa kusa na pong yung mga ideas, yung mga plano sumunod na. Tas naisip po namin gumawa po ng organization, makipagtulungan po sa LGU at sa iba pa pong mga government sectors. At since may batas nga po tayo at maganda po yung vision, isa-isa po naming talagang pinuntahan yung mga kailangan maging key partners hanggang sa nakapag-registered po kami successfully. At very excited po ngayon darating na year makapagsimula po ng mga projects at mapalawak pa po yung spread po yung vision. At lahat po to nangyari, lahat po yung self-development, lahat po ng meron sa amin ngayon na knowledge, yung tapang at karunungan. Nakuha po namin yun dun pa lang po sa first free course. Talagang nag-iba na po yung mindset namin, yung way ng tingin namin kung ano ba talaga yung entrepreneurship. Nawalan po kami ng pakialam sa pera. Talagang naging na po talaga, impact driven na po yung gusto namin mangyari. At yun lang po, at salamat po.
Wow, thank you so much Argel, no? Si Argel Platon, siya po ang isa sa mga leaders natin, actually founder ng first ever na youth organization that we have. No? So let's give Argel, si Roy at si Eliza po a round of applause. Okay, just press some button dyan, icon, showing appreciation sa mga kabataan natin ito. By the way, I actually po said to them na if they want to choose any name, they're free to choose, even kung anong vision ang gusto nila. But kami po we feel so blessed that they really adopted itong ating ginagawa dito. And so what do we expect po? We expect that in the years to come, actually starting next year, i-roll out natin ang Angat Ka program natin with the LGU. no, diyan. So that's why Iggy also mentioned to me that even sa Sambales pwede din natin gawin doon. So because why, we have already a roadmap that we are following. Okay? So ganito po ang possibility, no? Even po kung kayo man ay nasa Bulacan, nasa Cebu, sa mga kabataan natin na nandito right now, we really encourage you start looking at yourself as a leader, especially kahit i-take nyo muna yung ating free course. Then as sabi nga ni Argel, you will know the difference kaagad, no? You will know the difference. So again, thank you so much, Argel, and again, congratulations sa ating mga pilot students diyan. And really amazing. No? So same thing is what we are expecting also with Palaya. I'll be speaking with Iggy and the leaders, si Kuya Jess, si Ma'am Lou, and we will be exploring na makapagtayo tayo ng isang company-based na youth organization. Dahil meron namang platform si Palaya on which you can actually raise your own, you can apply the business application kaagad through the Palaya platform. So I'll be sharing also Palaya to our partners dito so that eventually they can understand that. Pero at least ang foundation ng kabataan, hindi lang para kumita ng pera. Right? Madali yun eh. Okay? Ang joke na po namin palagi yan, gusto mo sumama sa bank robbery? May pera doon. But of course, that's just a joke. But the point is, we are more than that. No? We want to create an impact. We want, kailangan natin ng kabataan na may tapang at karunungan. Gusto natin ng next generation na ipaglalaban ang Pilipinas sa kanyang pag-unlad. Alright? So, yan po ang pag-aaralan natin. So again, let's raise an entrepreneur in every Filipino family to prosper the next generation. Okay? So kung kayo ay kabataan, are you willing to embrace that you will become the entrepreneur who will prosper your next generation? Okay? Now, ang call to action po natin sa ating lahat is, will you respond to this call? Okay? Either you will say yes po. If you say yes, can you give us a heart po sa ating reaction button for those who would like to say yes? If no, of course, wala naman pong problema. We respect people's decision on that. You can always say no. You can always choose other pathway. So we would like to thank you for participating. Or maybe pag may kaibigan po kayo, pwede nyo silang imbitahan to join us in our next adventure call. And the reason we call this an adventure call is ini-invite po namin ang kabataan to take the entrepreneurial adventure for this generation. Okay? So, may I see po kung meron ba tayong mga nag-heart dyan? Okay? If you guys are here, can you give us or hindi ko nakita yan. Thank you so much, Benz. Again, Jeremy, Roy, Kim, thank you so much, Joanna. Okay, and everyone po for si Samsung SM, okay, si Ma'am Lou, MJ, thank you for making that decision. Okay, so ang recommendation ko po is you go to the person that ask you to join and participate here. At isa pong gagawin niyo, screenshot niyo po ito. You can go to angatka.ph. You can click the sign up doon and there's a sign up button. Now, if I will just add another, anyway, if you cannot find po the name of Iggy muna doon, you can click my name and mag-create po tayo ng cohort or batch ng mga taga Palaya. Maybe kay Brother June Pacifico sa inyo dyan sa church, we can also create another batch for that and for others also. Okay? So, again, yung batch po ninyo, we'll start with a free course. Now, if after this adventure call, maybe tonight, okay, mag-pray po kayo and mag-decide kayo in your heart. Gusto ko ba na maging entrepreneur for who will prosper the next generation in my family? Or maybe po, kayo ay hindi na at the category of youth. Gusto ko ba na mag-mentor? Gusto ko ba na in the next generation, in the next years of my life, mag-mentor ako ng mga kabataan? Maybe hindi ko na-achieve yung desire ko na maging tulad ni Mark Zuckerberg. But this time, maybe you can lay down your learnings, your lessons, okay? And deposit natin yan sa mga kabataan natin. Okay? So we will create a batch for you at iti-take natin yung ating adventure course. free course, no? Abundance Foundation course. And this will constitute a 6 session in 3 weeks time. Okay? Disregard niyo po muna yung time dito, yung time and day. We will discuss that, whatever will fit in those sessions. And ang gagawin po natin is that as long as I can muna starting next year, but most likely ito po ay sisimulan na natin ng January. Okay? So January na po natin sisimulan to give way for the holidays. But next year, I will do my best to be the mentor muna. Okay? But maybe po baka after ng first or second quarter, hindi na po ako ang directly magme-mentor because I'll be raising up other mentors also. So if you see yourself that in the future you can be a part of this community, feel free to aspire for that, no? And if you are an entrepreneur, tulad po ni Iggy, okay, we are partnering with entrepreneurs because bakit po? Because they are the most qualified coaches, no? They have gone through the ups and downs of business, and we believe that they have very invaluable wisdom that they can impart sa kabataan natin. Okay? So, in closing po, I want to mention this quote from Nelson Mandela. Sabi niya, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Now, maybe po yung family lang ang nasa isipan natin, but some people, their family is their world. So let's help spread ito pong cause natin to the people around us. Okay, with that, thank you so much po. And our adventure call is done. It's exactly 1.5 hours tayo. We have 8 minutes pa. If you have any question, feel free to unmute po or message us for a question kung if you have questions po.